Hi friends, welcome back. My name is Sally and I'm a mixed media artist in Australia. If you follow me on my socials, which will all be linked down below, or you know me in real life, you would have heard me talking a lot about Neon Goth lately. Uh, I wanted to talk to you a bit today about what that means to me and how I came to this kind of aesthetic. It's got a lot to do with the music that I listen to, and also it has a lot to do with this neon watercolor palette. So yeah, I wanted to paint some things in my neon goth style and talk to you a little bit about how I came up with mushing all this together and what it means to me. So let's go and make some art. Today I am going to paint some skulls and spooky things in my sketchbook, naturally using the Paul Rubens neon watercolor paints, which I've been using non-stop since I got them. And I will link my video review of them up above so you can check that out. I've always kind of struggled to tap into making dark art. Even though I love to surround myself with it, I watch a lot of horror and dark cinema. My studio is covered with skulls, like you can see here. That is a coaster that I got from the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia when I visited there. I've got skulls everywhere. My studio walls are covered in spooky art. It's everywhere. I listen to the most disgusting metal. That's just, it's just, I love like dark and spooky things. I always have. Pre-pandemic, I was a live music photographer for 9 years, and I covered almost exclusively the heavy metal underground locally, as well as shooting metal festivals overseas. Now, don't get me wrong, I am definitely also a pop girly and am actually obsessed with Beyonce. And I'm flying to Canada in September to see her because she's doing a show on my birthday. And I haven't traveled anywhere since before the pandemic, like not even interstate. So I am excited to get on a plane to go see her. So when the pandemic hit, my whole year of photography work was cancelled. I had so much scheduled, and there was just nothing. Like all gigs were cancelled. There was just nothing. And listening to those bands, because I've been so fortunate to photograph so many of my favorite bands. Listening to those bands, listening to metal, it just made me feel sad. It made me feel so sad. So I really took comfort in pop, disco, soul music. That became the thing that was healing and comforting and made me feel good. I just wanted to feel good. In addition to losing all of my photography work, I was working a part-time job in front-facing retail, which was incredibly stressful. I don't even know if I can go into it here. I don't even know how to describe it. If you know, you know. It was just like, I didn't get to quarantine. I got abused every day for minimum wage. I had lost my outlet, my creative outlet with photography. I couldn't see my friends. I was living with my immunocompromised dad, so I was terrified of making him sick. It was awful. And wow, I've gone on a little bit of a tangent here, but it is all relevant because from that, I got a PTSD diagnosis late last year. And I think everything that happened with the pandemic and then losing my dad at the end of the pandemic, like he didn't make it out of the pandemic, that was just like the last straw for me. So a lot of my life has been surrounded by and immersing myself with art of a dark and spooky nature. But when it comes to my own art that I produce, I've just never felt fully comfortable making art like that. I've been through some things in my life since I was a kid, and I can very easily spiral into heavy depressive episodes, and I truly think I've been afraid of spending hours on a piece of art tapping into that darkness and that trauma. It just doesn't sound like a fun time. Like I can go there in my mind, and I think I'm pretty scared that if I went there to make a piece of art that I might not be able to bring myself out of it. Like I feel like I would have to go pretty deep dark down, and I'm not in a rush to do that. So I like making art that is dreamy and beautiful. There is a heaviness to it, but it's in a very subtle way. I love working with color. I want to paint cute things. Art has been a big part of my therapy, and I'm very grateful for this outlet. So this is where Neon Goth comes in. I've been working through a little sketchbook since the beginning of this year, and I've been filling it just with self-portraits. No real schedule or way that I'm doing it. Just when I think to pick it up, I pick it up and I do a self-portrait. And one day after I got in the neon paints, I thought, what if I had neon black metal corpse paint on? I love corpse paint. I think it's so sick. And I used to dress up and go to work on Halloween in corpse paint, and I always felt very comfortable in it, and I loved freaking out people. So I was just like, what if I had neon corpse paint? And so I did a little self-portrait, and it's terrible, by the way, but it got the idea out of my head. And then I filled a sketchbook page, which is the left side of this page, which you'll see at the end of this video. And that sparked a ton of new ideas, and I'm even putting the corpse paint on this character here. This was just a reference image from Unsplash of a person in the forest with like a t-shirt over their head, and I was like, what if the t-shirt had corpse paint on it in neon red? So that's why I did that. And so here we are, painting neon skulls, and I've got so many notes scribbled down in my journal and all over my desk about all the other ideas that I have. And I think I'm definitely going to have to get a backup set of these paints. So I feel like I've finally found a way to connect the color and the sort of lightness that brings to the heavy stuff that I surround myself with and that's inside me, even though I'm not ready to tap into that and those themes about myself just yet. Maybe one day I will, maybe one day I won't. Like, I don't put too much pressure on myself with that kind of thing. I just make what I feel like making day by day. But these I'm really stoked with. I'm loving these ideas. I think this skull that I'm painting here is my favorite. I really rushed the snake though, so the snake was just, yeah, low effort. But the skull came out really good, and I'm definitely going to paint some more pink, neon pink skulls without snakes. Or maybe with snakes, but just put more effort into it in the future. So let me know what you think. I'm really stoked on this page. I think they look great. I think they would make great stickers. So I know everyone had a really terrible last few years. I think it was stressful for literally every single person other than the owners of corporations, probably. But yeah, this is a safe space to vent about your worries, the things that were hard for you. I sort of don't feel like anybody's really okay. Like, we're being told that it's over and everything's back to normal, but it doesn't feel that way to me. Maybe it's because I'm working through my trauma and I'm grieving, but I sort of don't feel like anybody's really okay. So yeah, you don't have to sort of navigate it on your own. Everyone's going through it. Art helps and music helps, and I have started listening to metal again. It was just a little temporary pause from listening to it full time, but yeah, I have always loved pop. My first show that I went to as a kid was Cyndi Lauper when I was 12, and it blew my little mind apart and set me on the path that I ended up on, going to 3 or 4 gigs every week, taking photos of bands. Like, I love that community. There's so much amazing creative people making amazing things everywhere, and we, like, human artists are so special. Poets and writers and musicians and painters and digital art too. I love you all. You're all so special, and keep making art because we need it. You need to do it. The world needs it. It's really, really important. I'm so grateful that I have this outlet and that I have created this little space where I get to talk to people about it. I want to hear about your work as well, like what you love to do. Like, how did you cope through all the lockdowns, whether you were at home or whether you had to work? All of it was pretty terrible. So yeah, how did you get to today? Let me know. I really appreciate you listening to me talking and telling you a little bit more about myself and how I got to here, and kind of explaining to you what Neon Goth means to me. It's my whole personality now. I'm not even going to apologize for it. I absolutely love it. Like, look at how cool this skull is. I love it. I could never do a skull in black and white ever again. Like, it's neon pink or nothing. These paints, it's so funny how you can just pick up a new medium or pick up something different and just see things in a totally different way. Pretty cool. So yeah, if you liked this video, thank you so much for watching all to the end. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to my little channel, and maybe we'll do a video where I don't talk so much next time. I'm gonna try and alternate them. Yeah, here's the finished page. I'm pretty stoked with it. except for that lazy snake. But you know, you get the idea. The skull was sick. And then on the other side there is the corpse paint girlies. That's all. That's Neon Goth. That's what it means to me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.